Understanding fast native English speakers can feel like trying to catch a speeding train. You hear sounds, but they blur together. Words seem skipped, and sentences run into each other. By the time you think you've understood something, the conversation has moved on. This is a common challenge for almost every English learner, especially when they move from textbooks to real-life English. But here's the truth. Fast English isn't impossible to understand. It's just different from what you learned in traditional classes. Native speakers speak with a rhythm. They use contractions like don't instead of do not. They link words, and they sometimes skip sounds that seem unnecessary to them. They also speak with emotion, speed, and tone. What you need isn't just more words and grammar rules. You need exposure, awareness, and practice. That's exactly what we'll work on in this lesson. Why do native speakers sound so fast? It's not because they're trying to be difficult. It's simply how natural language works. When people are fluent and comfortable, words get connected. For example, instead of saying, "What are you doing?" you'll often hear, "What you doing?" Instead of, "I am going to," you'll hear, "I'm gonna." These shortcuts make conversations flow faster and smoother. That's why even if you know the words, when you hear them squished together, your brain might not recognize them quickly. Native speakers also use stress and intonation differently. They emphasize some words while making others quieter. For example, in the sentence, "I didn't say he stole the money," the meaning changes completely depending on which word is emphasized. So, understanding fast English isn't only about hearing every word, it's about catching the rhythm, stress, and patterns. Understanding connected speech. This is one of the most important reasons why fast English sounds hard to understand. Connected speech means that when people speak quickly, they join words together in ways that sound different from when you read them. For example, "Do you want to eat?" often becomes, "Do you want to eat?" "Could you help me out?" often becomes, "Could you help me out?" The sounds blend. Sometimes letters are dropped, like the T in want to. Sometimes new sounds appear between words. This is completely normal in native conversation, and the more you listen to it, the easier it becomes to recognize. Let's try a simple listening practice together. I'll say a sentence slowly first, then naturally. Try to hear the difference. Slow. "Did you eat already?" Naturally. "Did you eat already?" Did you hear that change? "Did you" becomes "did you." Try repeating it after me. "Did you eat already?" Let's try another. Slow. "What are you going to do?" Fast. "What are you going to do?" Try repeating it. "What are you going to do?" These may seem difficult at first, but repeating them daily helps your ears get used to natural patterns. Listening and repeating is one of the best ways to improve. You don't have to understand every word at first. Just start by recognizing the pattern. That alone will give your brain a huge head start in future conversations. Daily practice exercises. Here's a helpful exercise you can do every evening. Take a short conversation clip from a movie, TV show, or YouTube video. Listen to it once without subtitles. Try to catch the main idea. Then listen again with subtitles. Pause after every sentence. Repeat it out loud exactly the way it sounds, not just the way it's written. Try to copy the tone, speed, and emotion. This kind of shadowing practice is one of the most powerful tools to improve your listening and speaking at the same time. It trains your mouth to move like a native speaker and your brain to listen in real time. Remember, when you only read English, your eyes lead the way, but when you listen, your ears take control. So, give them the exercise they need. You can also start noticing common contractions and informal phrases. Instead of "I do not know," native speakers often say, "I don't know." Instead of "let me help you," they'll say, "let me help you." These small changes make a big difference in how English sounds in real life. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. Here's something important. Don't worry if you can't understand everything right away. Even native speakers sometimes miss things when someone speaks too fast or unclearly. Your goal should be progress, not perfection. Every time you understand a new phrase, your brain builds stronger listening muscles. A great daily practice you can do is what I call the 1-minute rewind. Choose a 1-minute video in English with native speakers. Watch it once without subtitles. Then, rewind and watch it again. This time, Focus on just one sentence. Try to catch every word. If you miss something, rewind again. Pause after each sentence and repeat it out loud. The key here is to train your ears slowly. 1 minute a day may not sound like a lot, but if you do it every day for 1 month, your ears will be stronger, your reactions will be quicker, and your understanding will be deeper. Real-world English and dictation practice. Now, let's talk about real-world English, the kind you hear in cafes, on the streets, in movies, or during conversations with native friends. This English isn't always perfectly clear or formal. It's full of expressions, slang, and natural messiness. For example, you might hear someone say, "Let me grab a bite," instead of "let me get something to eat." Or "I'm going to head out," which means "I'm going to leave." These are everyday phrases that may not appear in textbooks, but they are used constantly in real life. The more you're exposed to them, the better your understanding becomes. To train your brain for this kind of English, try watching shows or videos where real conversations happen. Start with content that has subtitles, then move to videos without them. You can even try listening to podcasts or audio clips while doing daily chores like cooking or walking. Immersing yourself in real spoken English every day will slowly adjust your ear to the speed and rhythm of native speakers. One very effective method to improve listening is called dictation practice. Here's how it works. Play a short audio clip, just 1 or 2 sentences. Listen carefully and try to write down exactly what you hear. Don't worry if you miss some words, just try your best. Then, play it again and fill in the missing parts. Do this 2 or 3 times until you think your sentence is complete. Finally, compare what you wrote with the transcript or subtitles. This simple exercise helps you notice which words are difficult to catch and why. Maybe they're being connected, maybe they're reduced, or maybe you just haven't heard them enough times before. Dictation helps improve your concentration, memory, and spelling all at the same time. It's especially useful for catching those little words like to, of, a, and that often disappear in fast speech. Let's try one short example now. I'll say a sentence quickly, and you try to write it down. Ready? I should have told you earlier. I'll repeat it. I should have told you earlier. Did you catch that? Most native speakers won't say, I should have told you earlier. They'll say should have, one small, blended word. Go ahead and repeat it. I should have told you earlier. That's how real English sounds. The more you practice hearing and writing these sentences, the easier it becomes to follow fast conversations. Chunking and mental pictures. Now let's talk about chunking, a very powerful way to improve understanding. In natural speech, people don't speak word by word. They speak in chunks or groups of words. For example, instead of hearing, how are you as 3 separate words, your brain should hear it as one sound. How are ya? Instead of, do you want to go? It's heard as, do you want to go? These chunks come from common patterns and repeated phrases. When your brain begins to recognize these as full units, you won't have to translate word by word anymore. This means your brain will work faster and more efficiently. So, how do you train for chunking? Simply by listening to the same phrases over and over in context. Watch interviews, dialogues, or shows where the same structures appear. Repeat them out loud. Make them part of your daily language. Soon, you'll start recognizing the chunks automatically, even in fast speech. Another practice method that helps a lot is what I like to call the listen and imagine method. This helps you follow fast English using mental pictures. For example, if you hear someone say, we grabbed some coffee and headed downtown, you don't need to think about every single word. Instead, picture it. Imagine 2 friends getting coffee and walking into the city. This kind of mental visualization connects language with real experience. It improves understanding without needing to slow things down. You stop translating and start experiencing English. That's how native speakers understand each other, not by analyzing every word, but by processing ideas quickly. Practice this by listening to short dialogues and trying to imagine the scene like a movie in your mind. It makes the language come alive. Patience and mindset. At this point, it's also important to talk about patience and mindset. Understanding fast English is not something that happens overnight. It takes time, and it's okay if you don't understand everything right away. The key is not to give up. Every time you hear native English, even if you miss words, you are training your ears. You are making progress, and progress, even if it's slow, is real. Think of listening like exercise. The more you do it, the stronger you become. It's not about catching every single word. It's about catching more words today than you did yesterday. Celebrate those small wins, and you'll feel motivated to keep going. Here's one more practice you can try. It's called repeat after pause. Find a short video or audio clip, just a minute long. Play one sentence, then pause. Try to repeat exactly what you heard. Then play the next sentence and repeat again. This shadowing technique helps train your pronunciation, rhythm, and listening all at once. The more you practice, the more fluent your speech becomes, and the better your ears get at catching fast English. Even 5 minutes a day with this method can make a huge difference over time. As we continue, I want to share one very helpful habit that many fluent English learners use. It's called active listening. Active listening means you don't just hear the words. You try to understand what's behind them. You pay attention to the tone, the emotion, and the speed. Native speakers often speak quickly, but they also slow down or raise their voice when something is important. For example, if someone says, "I really don't want to go," listen actively. When a word like really is stretched out and said with more force, it's a clue. It tells you the speaker feels strongly about something. You don't need to understand every single word to get the main idea. You just have to listen actively. Practice this by watching short conversations and noticing how people show feelings with their voice. Soon, you'll start to understand the meaning, even when people speak fast. Use what you already know. Another way to get better is by using your background knowledge. Let's say you're watching a video about shopping, travel, or food. If you already know a little about the topic, it's much easier to follow along, even if the person speaks fast.
Why?
Because your brain already expects some of the words and how sentences might be built. It can guess what's coming next. This is called context-based understanding. So, try to choose things to listen to that are about topics you already know. If you like cooking, watch cooking videos. If you love sports, listen to sports talk. Your brain will fill in the missing parts more easily when the topic is familiar. This helps you both understand better and learn new words at the same time. Practice. Catching the main idea. Let's do another small exercise to use what we've learned. I'll describe a short scene quickly, but naturally. Try to get the main idea and imagine it in your mind. Here we go. So, I was running late for work, spilled coffee on my shirt, missed the bus, and had to call a ride just to make it to the meeting. Now, pause. What happened here? You might not have caught every word, but you probably understood that the speaker had a rushed and stressful morning. That's the goal. Focus on the meaning, not trying to get every single sound perfect. Real English is about understanding the message, not catching every tiny part of a word. How to deal with connected words. Let's talk about pronunciation now, because this is very important for understanding native English. Native speakers join words together in ways that might seem strange to people learning the language. For example, "What do you want to eat?" can sound like "What I want to eat." "Did you see it?" can sound like "Did ya see it?" These connections are completely normal, but they make sentences harder to understand if you expect each word to be spoken separately. One way to get used to this is by practicing connected speech yourself. Try to repeat what you hear exactly how you hear it. Say gonna instead of going to. Say wanna instead of want to. This might feel informal, but it's how English is really spoken, and understanding connected speech is one of the fastest ways to improve your listening. The echo method. Another practice technique is the echo method. Play a sentence from a native speaker, and then immediately try to repeat it with the same speed and rhythm, like an echo. For example, if the sentence is, "I can't believe he said that," you repeat it right after with the same energy and speed. This helps your tongue and brain get used to how fast English feels. At first, you might miss words, but after a few tries, you'll see improvement. This method not only helps you understand fast English, it also helps you speak more naturally. Dealing with different accents. Now let's talk about a big challenge: unfamiliar accents. Not all native English speakers sound the same. There are American, British, Australian, and many other accents. And even within those countries, there are different ways of speaking in different areas. For example, someone from New York may speak differently from someone in California. Someone from London may sound very different from someone in Scotland. So, how do you get good at understanding different accents? Listen to as many different accents as possible. Watch videos from different English-speaking countries. Listen to podcasts, interviews, or even songs with various accents. This helps your brain become flexible. It stops expecting just one correct way of speaking, and that flexibility will help you understand people no matter where they're from. Here's a short scene using an informal American accent. Hey man, I'm heading out soon. You coming or nah? Notice the G sound is often dropped in heading and coming, and how casual words like nah, meaning no, are used. These are very common in friendly talks. Try repeating it a few times. Hey man, I'm heading out soon. You coming or nah? The more you listen and repeat, the more natural this kind of English becomes to you. Tips for movies and music. Now, let's add a few tips for watching English movies or shows. First, don't worry if you don't understand everything. Start by watching with English subtitles. Watch one scene, then play it again without subtitles and see how much you can understand. Try pausing after each line and repeating it out loud. You can even write down useful phrases. For example, in a movie scene where someone says, "We've got to hurry or we'll miss the train," you can note that "we've got to" is another way of saying "we have to." These small discoveries make you more comfortable with real English and help you build a stronger listening vocabulary. Next, let's look at how songs can help you. English music is a great way to train your ears. Choose a song you like and look up the lyrics. Listen once without reading, then listen again while reading the lyrics. Finally, try singing along. This method helps you get used to natural rhythm, how words are stressed, and how words link together. Many song lyrics use everyday language. For example, in a song, you might hear gonna used instead of going to. These details teach you how real people speak, and because music is fun and makes you feel things, your brain remembers it more easily. Final practice and review. Let's do one more practice paragraph together. I'll say it naturally and a little fast. Try to follow along. We were supposed to meet at 7, but I got stuck in traffic and then couldn't find parking, so I ended up getting there almost an hour late. That was a fast, real-life situation. Try to repeat it after me. We were supposed to meet at 7, but I got stuck in traffic and then couldn't find parking, so I ended up getting there almost an hour late. If that feels too long, break it into small parts. The more you repeat, the easier it becomes. Keep going. And finally, remember that improving your listening isn't just about listening more, it's about listening better. Be purposeful. Choose things to listen to that challenge you a little but not too much. Set daily or weekly goals. Maybe you listen to one podcast episode each day, or maybe you do 3 dictation exercises each week. Whatever you choose, keep doing it regularly. Improvement doesn't come from big steps once in a while. It comes from small, steady steps every day. Your ears will improve, your understanding will get better, and one day you'll suddenly realize that you understand English without trying so hard. So, let's quickly review your path to understanding fast English speakers. You've learned about connected speech, shortened words, chunking, listening for groups of words, shadowing, repeating immediately, and active listening. You've done exercises using your imagination, dictation, and repetition. You've practiced understanding through real conversations and started to get used to different accents. All of these are powerful tools that will keep helping you even after this video ends. The only thing you need to do is keep going. Make English a part of your life, not just a subject you study, but a language you live with. The more time you spend with it, the more natural it becomes. And soon, you won't just understand fast native English. You'll enjoy it. So grab your notebook and go back to practice the exercises again. Make sure you repeat the phrases in chunks. Listen daily to short conversations and push yourself a little every day. With time, your ears will catch up, your brain will speed up, and your confidence will grow. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you learned something valuable and feel more motivated to improve your English listening. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe to the channel and make sure to hit the bell icon so you never miss another episode. This is Victoria, your host, signing off for now. Keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, English fluency is just one conversation away. See you in the next English video.